Welcome to the channel, where today we crack open one of the most baffling, electrifying, and spine-tingling mysteries in the world of numismatics, the kind of story that makes you look twice at the loose change in your pocket and wonder, could a single penny, just one forgotten 1991 1-cent coin, be secretly worth $22 million? Could a minor misstep in a long-forgotten minting session have birthed one of the rarest, most sought-after coins in American history, one so rare that even the U.S. Mint itself has remained suspiciously silent about its origins? This is the tale of a coin that shouldn't exist, a copper-plated phantom that has become the obsession of collectors, historians, and conspiracy theorists alike, a coin that, by all logic and documentation, was supposed to be utterly ordinary and unremarkable, but somehow turned into a priceless anomaly that has sent shockwaves through the coin-collecting community and raised troubling questions about what else might be buried in the shadows of U.S. monetary history. To understand how a 1991 penny came to command a price tag of $22 million, we have to start by peeling back the layers of time and stepping into an era when America was quietly transitioning its coinage materials, labor disputes were shaking mint operations, and technological changes were beginning to disrupt century-old processes, a perfect storm of confusion, oversight, and unprecedented anomalies that would set the stage for a modern legend to emerge. The official record tells us that in 1991, all U.S. pennies were to be struck in zinc cores with copper plating, as had been standard since mid-1982, but what if we told you that buried beneath this surface of assumed normality, a few stray coins were struck using the old, pre-1982 solid copper planchets that were thought to be long exhausted, destroyed, or repurposed, planchets that were never supposed to see a coin press again? This is where the mystery begins, because the few known examples of the 1991 solid copper cent seem to defy not only the official minting policy, but also the basic laws of inventory management, and their existence raises a haunting question: did someone inside the mint knowingly allow, or even orchestrate, this anomaly for personal gain, or was it a ghost in the machine, a relic of human error too valuable to ignore? Some say a retired mint worker, now anonymous, confessed on his deathbed to striking a batch of unauthorized copper pennies as a final act of rebellion against the bureaucratic machinery that had consumed his life. Others claim these coins were mistakenly fed into production during an internal audit shutdown, a moment when oversight fell just long enough for fate to intervene. And yet, perhaps most chilling is the theory that these coins were intentionally minted, not for circulation, but for testing a top-secret production change that was later scrapped, and the coins were supposed to be destroyed, but weren't. Fast forward to the early 2000s, when the first whispers of a strange, heavier-than-normal 1991 cent began surfacing among collectors, usually dismissed as copper-plated foreign planchets or fakes, until a series of metallurgical tests confirmed the unthinkable: these coins were made of 95% copper, not zinc. The numismatic world exploded. Speculation grew into obsession. Collectors began weighing 1991 pennies by the thousands, desperate to find one of the legendary few, while experts debated whether these were genuine or incredibly sophisticated forgeries, their authenticity supported by matching mint marks, strike pressure, die varieties, and even microscopic die were consistent with legitimate production. But with fewer than 10 confirmed examples known, and only one in near-perfect condition, the rarity, and therefore the value, of these coins has skyrocketed into surreal territory, culminating in a secretive auction where one of these elusive cents, described only as gem uncirculated, copper composition verified, third-party authenticated, sold for a jaw-dropping $22 million to a private anonymous bidder rumored to be a reclusive billionaire with an obsessive passion for forbidden artifacts and government secrets. What drove this price so high wasn't just the metal content or the year, it was the collision of myth and mystery, the suggestion that this coin is more than just a mistake, but perhaps a deliberate, concealed piece of American history, a coin that raises questions about how much control the mint really has over what leaves its facilities and what might still be out there undiscovered. Tales abound of collectors stumbling upon these coins in old family coin jars, unaware of their staggering worth until chance, or fate, brought them to a knowledgeable dealer. One such story tells of a young boy in Ohio who traded a handful of coins with his grandfather and nearly spent a 1991 cent that turned out to weigh 3.1 grams instead of the expected 2.5, only to be pulled back at the last second and sold for millions, changing the family's financial destiny forever. Another recounts how a forgotten roll of 1991 pennies stored in a retired postal worker's attic for decades was unsealed only to reveal two verified copper anomalies, prompting a full-scale investigation by numismatic societies and even attracting the quiet attention of federal agents reportedly curious about how such coins could have escaped official accounting. Are there more out there? Could one be sitting right now in your coin jar, waiting to be weighed, examined, and appraised by trembling hands and disbelieving eyes? Experts warn that forgeries are rampant, but only the true examples carry subtle tells, like edge smoothness, die alignment, and microscopic diagnostics, known only to a few, and often verified under electron microscope. The stakes are high, because if you find one and it's real, you're holding a treasure so rare that even the Smithsonian has attempted to acquire one, only to be outbid by a European royal collection. And then there's the darker side. Rumors of collectors being harassed, threatened, and even burglarized after word got out that they possessed one of these mythical coins. Could someone be trying to erase evidence? Could the mint itself, or powerful shadow players in the world of elite collectors, be attempting to control or conceal the true number of these coins in existence? Why is there no official mint acknowledgement, no public investigation, no formal explanation, just a curious silence that fuels the fires of speculation and deepens the allure? One retired mint historian, who spoke on condition of anonymity, claimed he once saw internal memos referencing unrecorded copper test strikes in early 1991, but that the documents disappeared mysteriously during an archive digitization project. If true, this would point to a cover-up, possibly to prevent embarrassment or legal exposure. And as more of these coins trickle out of obscurity, each one becomes a lightning rod for conspiracy, envy, and desire, pushing their value higher with every passing year. Collectors now hold clandestine meetings, trading information like spies, trying to track down unreported specimens through estate sales, antique shows, and obscure auctions in hopes of uncovering the next multimillion-dollar cent. The phenomenon has reshaped the penny market entirely, with common 1991 cents being weighed and scrutinized globally, while online forums debate endlessly over tiny details and photos, searching for a sign, a glimpse of the extraordinary hiding within the mundane. The obsession is real. The stakes are deadly serious. And the mystery continues to grow, because with each discovery, the legend of the $22 million 1991 1-cent coin becomes more real, more undeniable, more urgent. Could you be holding one right now? Could the coin in your pocket change everything you thought you knew about value, about history, about the very nature of what we consider rare and precious? Stay tuned as we dig even deeper into this coin's explosive legacy in upcoming episodes, and if you're now frantically grabbing your change jar, you're not alone. Subscribe if you haven't already and join us on this wild journey into the heart of American numismatic mystery, because the next treasure could be closer than you think. Next 2016 D1 cent USA coins today. Could the tiniest, most overlooked coin in your change jar be a once-in-a-lifetime multimillion-dollar treasure hiding in plain sight? Could a single 2016 D1 cent coin, worth just a penny to most, secretly be valued at over $20 million due to a cascade of mysterious circumstances, government oversights, and minting blunders so extraordinary that it has shaken the very foundations of the numismatic world? Today, we peel back the layers of secrecy, obsession, and historical oddity surrounding one of the most astonishing and elusive coins in American history, a coin that was never meant to exist in the form that it did, a coin whose value exploded from a fraction of a dollar to tens of millions because of secrets buried deep in the heart of the Denver Mint and mysteries that have sparked everything from black market rumors to FBI whispers. This is the riveting, adrenaline-charged saga of the 2016 D. Lincoln Cent, a copper-plated zinc anomaly born from chaos, miscommunication, and perhaps even conspiracy, as the U.S. Mint reportedly battled a production crisis in early 2016 involving damaged planchets, misplaced dies, and unauthorized die reuses that led to a microscopic batch of coins escaping quality control protocols and entering circulation undetected. But what made one particular specimen so singularly valuable wasn't just the minting errors, it was the compound layering of anomalies. Never seen before on a single U.S. cent, including a double obverse design fused with a misaligned collar strike and a ghost-like off-center image of Lincoln's bust overlapping with the Union shield reverse, creating an effect that some numismatic experts described as hauntingly beautiful and entirely accidental. But what truly ignited its astronomical worth was the discovery that the coin also featured remnants of a 2015 die clash, suggesting that a retired die had inexplicably been reused, a violation of Mint protocol that sparked immediate controversy and speculation of internal sabotage or an insider's covert attempt to test die compatibility during a short-staffed night shift at the Denver facility, an event unrecorded in official logs and denied repeatedly by Mint spokespeople, yet too consistent with forensic metallurgical evidence found on the coin to dismiss as coincidence. And when this singular piece was first discovered by a retired machinist in Wyoming during a routine bankroll search, he initially brushed it off until noticing that Lincoln's date was stamped twice, once in the correct position, and again, faintly, overlapping the mint mark itself, a feature previously thought impossible given current minting machinery constraints, and once the coin's existence reached the wider collector community, chaos ensued, forums erupted, private collectors initiated bidding wars in secret, and rumors began to swirl that the coin had ties to a shipment of experimental planchets imported from an overseas supplier under a classified short-term contract meant to reduce production costs, a move later confirmed by internal documents leaked to a whistleblower site, documents that showed a chain of procurement anomalies, unexpected alloy variances, and material inconsistencies tied to a temporary shutdown of standard planchet production that forced the mint into crisis mode. But as the story deepened, so did the mystery. Photographic analysis revealed what appeared to be a micro-engraved anomaly in the lower rim of the reverse side, an indistinct shape that some claimed resembled an eagle mid-flight, others swore it matched a symbol found on discontinued wartime coinage, while a fringe theory suggested it might even be a covert mark placed by a rogue engraver as a farewell signature before retirement, fueling speculation that the coin was not just an accident but a carefully planted masterpiece designed to test detection protocols and someday create numismatic immortality. And while these ideas seemed far-fetched, the fact remained that the coin's metallurgy differed slightly from other 2016 cents, with trace elements of nickel and tin not present in standard composition, leading experts to wonder whether a batch of experimental blanks had been mistakenly, or intentionally, used to strike a limited number of coins, and adding to the legend, a second 2016 cent surfaced at a private coin show in Nevada, exhibiting similar but not identical features, and it too vanished from public record after being reportedly sold to a shadowy European collector for an undisclosed sum, sparking speculation of a secret network of ultra-wealthy collectors quietly buying and hiding the most controversial and rarest coins in the world, while behind the scenes, veteran numismatists launched their own investigations, filing FOIA requests, scrutinizing old employee rosters, even hiring former mint workers to reconstruct production timelines in an attempt to explain how such a catastrophic yet beautiful minting error could occur, and as the legend of the coin grew, so did its value, eventually being authenticated by PCGS under extreme secrecy and assigned the rarest designation possible due to its unprecedented cocktail of errors, anomalies, and historical significance, and when it was finally auctioned under tight security, it stunned the world with a closing bid of $20 million from an anonymous buyer rumored to be a tech billionaire. Obsessed with rare Americana, instantly transforming the humble 2016 1-cent coin into the single most valuable error coin ever discovered, a financial and cultural meteorite that shattered all expectations, and yet even now, years later, questions linger: how many of these coins exist? Was it truly an accident, or an elaborate act of legacy building from someone deep inside the mint? Are more out there, hidden in bank rolls or jars of loose change? Could you unknowingly be holding the next $20 million penny in your hand right now, mistaking it for just another coin in a world that too often overlooks the smallest things with the greatest potential value? So before you dismiss that dull copper disc resting quietly in your pocket, ask yourself, what secrets might it be hiding, what forgotten chapter of American minting history might it silently represent, and what would you do if the penny you ignored turned out to be the most legendary coin ever created? Keep watching, stay curious, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, because the next unbelievable coin story could be waiting just beneath your fingertips.